You are just like your father. That is something that your mother would do. I grew up between two parents who were not each other's favorite. When I heard statements attributing my behavior to the other parent, it was usually not a compliment. From the age of 15 onwards, I straddled my need for approval and acceptance between my mother and my father. My whole existence hung on the love of my parents. Were they proud? Did I do this right? Did they like what they saw in me? My mother called me her wild child of Borneo, and my father called me his baby girl. It took me too long to realize that I was them, made up of all their light and dark. I was their promise, and most importantly, they were head over heels in love with me. My father would command a room by just entering it. You could never miss Mr. Rodney walking into a room. He had a stately presence that said, "I'm here." Forever I resisted that same characteristic in myself, wanting to hide and quietly assimilate into any space, finding safety in invisibility. But the blood of Curtis Rodney says, I am not now, nor will I ever be invisible walking into a room, no matter how hard I try. My mother clapped when she laughed. Open mouth laugh, leaned over, sending her arms into a swing as she let the laughter out. When I am lost in the moment, I unconsciously mimic her dance of joy and laughter. Neither of my parents were perfect, something I have come to understand as I have had my own children. Being human is not some audacious affront to our children. It is permission for them to be themselves to some degree. My mother was adopted and spent most of her life holding secrets and longing to be a part of something that belonged to her, just her. She was told she may never be able to have children. She had 4. I get my stubborn insistence on doing what I want from her. I get my inclination to do it anyway from her. My father immigrated to America from Trinidad when he was 15. An attractive young man in a new country full of women who loved his exotic accent with his undeniable swag. He made many mistakes early on in his life. He spent the rest of his life apologizing and struggling to atone for those mistakes. One thing he was always clear about was that I was not one of those mistakes. I was on purpose. I get part of my charisma from my dad. I pull people in with the smile he always encouraged me to share. At 39 years old, I became an orphan. They say that when we enter the world, we are tethered to the ones that created us. I have to admit that for most of my life, my tether has felt like an inconvenient buoy. But at the end of the day, I would give anything to hear my father call me baby girl one more time and have a hug from my mother. Growing up between two individuals that had abandoned their relationship to each other can be tricky. I heard and felt their judgment of each other and their critique of my behavior. You get that from your mother. Your father would say that. To save both of their egos and to express my loyalty to each of them, I had to quietly accept how their disdain for each other showed up in me. As a single mother of 2 boys, I cringe when one of them gives me a look that reminds me of their dad. But ask me if I think they are perfect. Yes. Yes, they are. I tell my boys that they are all their father and my best parts. They are my adventure and their father's boisterousness. They are my intellect and their father's childlike wonder. They are because we are, as I am because my parents are. I am my mother's belief in and pursuit of love. I am my father's entrepreneurial spirit, my mother's tenacity. I am my parents in their best moments, embodying their best parts, pulling them with me into the next leg of their journey on this earth, touching and impacting people who have never met them through me and my boys. We are a continuation of the same song. As devastating and confusing as it can be to be orphaned at this age, I know They are with me in the gait of my walk, in the curve of my smile. My responsibility of their legacy is to just continue to live, find the next level of what we're searching for, reaching for. My mother always wanted to purchase a home. In 2023, as I walked into my first home, I felt her holding my hand as I crossed the threshold. My father was pursuing his call to ministry. Whenever I find myself in the pulpit, I see him beaming with pride from wherever he is watching from. As the dream of our ancestors, our job is to live, experience, and shine. On my worst days, I take comfort in the promise of my parents' best parts in me. When I see my son make a face, I see my father. When my other son climbs in my lap and gives me a hug at the right moment, I feel my mom, and I am grateful that they have left such great gifts behind. In a world where we emphasize the idea and effect of generational curses, I have uncovered my generational gifts. I love my children, Aiden and Asher, so very much because I'm their mommy.
Granddad, I missed you, and I'm going to go to your house. I love you. Love you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.